Good day, Junior Techies. This is Mrs. DeMelon, and today we are going to look at Activity 2, a combination of journals. So, last time in Activity 1, we looked at analysis of a transaction, and now we are going to look at the combination journals activity. So, first and foremost, the very important thing is to know your keywords. So, guys, please go and study your keywords in order for you to be able to classify transactions into classify and therefore post transactions into the specific journals. So if we look at activity 2, they ask you to do the journals for DEJ traders for the end of May, and the business uses a markup of 60% on cost. And we're going to look at cash receipts journal, and we're going to highlight those in green, cash payments journal and highlight in blue, and debtors journal highlight in purple. And here they say it's not necessary to close off the journals. So the first transaction says cash sales as per the cash register roll, and the cost price of these goods is 6,000 Rand. So cash sales is CRJ. Then in this case, we have to work back to the selling price because they give us the cost of sales. So 6,000 times 160 over 100, because we're working towards the selling price, gives us a selling price of 9,600 Rand. The next transaction, issued a receipt, is also CRJ, capital contribution, so that will be your capital in your CRJ. Number 2, issued an invoice. Now invoice to Mshlangu, who is a debtor, sold to him on account, so that will be your debtors journal. And we have to work out the cost of sales there as well, and I'll show you the calculation in the debtors journal. Then goods purchased for Bridge Limited, 10,000 Rand less 10% rate discount EFT was made. Now on EFT is always CPJ, and trade discount, remember we calculate the discount, so 10,000 times 3 over 100 is 300, and then minus it off the amount, so we're only going to pay 9,700 Rand. Then transaction day 15, settled our account with Mahlobu Limited for 25,600 via EFT. This payment was in settlement of an amount due of 25,900. So we paid less than what we owed, so there's discount, and paying means CPJ because it's EFT, and to get the discount you get the difference between the two amounts, and that's 300 Rand discount received. Day 20, purchased the following on and paid with a business debit card. Now if you pay with a debit card, it will be a bank statement transaction. Goods for the owner's daughter's wedding, that will be drawings and then stationery. So you'll have to add those two together as one transaction and then split them later on in sundry accounts. Then day 25, received the bank statement from Walk Bank. The following transactions must be recorded in the cash journals. So we have to decide if it's cash receipts or cash payments journal. We received a direct deposit of 24,900 Rand for the deposit from Walk Bank that matured, and interest of 15% per annum for 1 year. So this is CRJ, and we still need to calculate the interest for the year. So 24,900 times 15 over 100 times 12 over 12 gives us 3,735 Rand. So they didn't say that the 24,000 Rand included the interest. It said we received that and interest, so plus interest. So I must still calculate the interest. Then bank charges, that's CPJ, and a stop order means that we paid Clark Insurance, so that will be CPJ as well. So if we now look at the cash receipts journal, we have to fill in all the transactions that links to receipts. So the first one is that we sold cash sales, so CRT or CRR in the document. They gave us the cost of sales of 6,000 Rand. So we will have to work back to calculate the sales. So our markup is 60%. So 6,000 times 160 over 100 gives us 9,600 Rand. We have to go back and fill it into analysis of receipts and into bank, and we can bank that transaction because it's the end of the day. Then the next transaction is the owner that deposited a direct deposit of 80,000 Rand as capital contribution. Now, because it's a direct deposit, the source document must be bank statement, and we will skip analysis of receipts because it didn't go through my till, it went straight into my bank. And that 80,000 Rand will then be recorded in bank, and it will be recorded in sundries as capital. Please remember to fill in your folios, even though it's not asked to get into the habit. Capital will link to a balance sheet account, so B for balance sheet accounts. Then the next one, we received a payment from Walk Bank, and that was in terms of the fixed deposit of 24,900. But we also had to calculate and record the interest that we earned. So the 24,000 times 15% times 12 over 12 for the year gives us 3,735 Rand interest on fixed deposit. And then I have to work back and see, okay, the total that was deposited was the 24,900 plus the 3,735 Rand. Remember, your fixed deposit is a balance sheet account, and interest on fixed deposit is a nominal account because it's an income. And then if you want to check your bank total here, now I know they didn't ask for you to total your journals, but if you want to check this, you're going to take your cash amount. So sundries plus sales must equal to your bank. We do not include cost of sales because that is a non-cash item. Then the next journal is your CPJ. And we had a transaction where we bought goods from Bridge Limited and we received 3% trade discount. So we have to minus the 3% off first and only record what we paid for it. So that will be the 9,700 Rand. Then day 15, we paid Mahlongu Limited via EFT. And that is a creditor. So in the first folio, you always have to refer to the creditor's ledger. The payments amount is 25,600, but we owed 25,900. So there was discount of 300 Rand. Then on the day 20, there was a transaction for Nurliza shop. That was the debit card transaction where we bought two things. Stock for the owner's wedding or daughter's wedding, which is then drawings, and stationery, 900 Rand. So that was one transaction. So you had to add the amounts together and get a total transaction 5,500 Rand. And remember, always fill in your folio column referring to the balance sheet or the nominal account. Then the last one, or the last two, refers to the bank statement we received. First, bank charges. So we have to keep each transaction separately. And then lastly, we have the clock insurance, 1,980 Rand for the insurance premium. Then we add down and across to double check. So first adding down and then adding across to make sure that we have the right amount. However, when we're adding across, we do not include the discount received because that is a non-cash item. Then last journal is our debtors journal. And the first transaction is to sell to Mashlangu. And that was invoice number 98 on day 5. There was a sale of 8,000 Rand, and to calculate cost of sales, you have to say 8,000 times 100 over 160. So that's then 5,000. Remember, your folio reference refers to the debtor's ledger account. And then that is the end of this activity. Now, we have done so far transaction analysis. We've done a combination of journals. And next we are going to look at posting. So the general ledger question, or activity 3, sort of slots in between testing your knowledge on journals and testing your knowledge on ledgers. So it's a combination of both. And we'll look at that in detail next time. I hope that this helped you a lot in terms of your revision for the exams. Have a nice day.